All right, we'd like to call the regular village board meeting to order. If I'll stand and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If the clerk would please call the roll.
Marevka. Here. Jones.
Here.
March.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Ham.
Here.
Bowden.
All right. In your packet were the minutes from our January 27th, 2020 regular village board meeting. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion.
Second.
And moved by trustee Parker, second by trustee Marevka.
Parker.
Yes.
Marevka. Yes. Jones.
Present.
Ham.
Yes.
And March.
Yes. Also in your packets were accounts payable and payroll. Our payroll for the pay period ending 1/25/20 for $58,367.98. Accounts payable, total of $45,614.18. The general fund was $38,875.33. Motor fuel tax, $6,407.37, and capital improvement, $331.48. Any questions on any of the bills? If not, entertain a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved by trustee Ham, second by trustee Marevka.
Ham.
Yes.
Marevka. Yeah. Jones.
Yes.
March.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
And any public comment? There being none, we'll go to the reports of the committees. Village administrator report.
Just had a couple things I wanted to update you on. The budget schedule's on track, and we have, all the staff has turned in all of our budget worksheets to Marcy, so she's just compiling all those, and she'll put together our first draft budget. So we will then start working on our CIP worksheets, so our capital improvement plan worksheets, and staff's going to work on those, and they'll get those to me by the 15th of February, and then we'll be ready for all of us to meet on Saturday morning of the 29th of February. So those are our 5-year, that's our 5-year capital improvement plan. So we'll have those, and we'll work on those on an annual basis and just plug those into the annual budget as we go on for the next 5 years. We're working on currently on employee performance evaluations, and we will, those are being held this week, and so then March 4th, the Administrative Oversight Committee will meet, and we'll discuss that first draft budget at that meeting, and we'll also review performance evaluations as needed, and for any kind of compensation review. So CMAP finally got a hold of me, and that's the Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning, based on our local technical assistance program that we were granted, and they're finally going to begin that process with us. So that's called our Peatone Priorities Plan. So I'm very excited about that, and I've been kind of talking to you about that for a very long time, and we're supposed to be contacted like last July to get started on that, but they finally got with us, and we're going to finally start that. So what we're going to do is do a March kickoff, and what we're going to do is put together a steering committee, and so the mayor will be working on that, getting a steering committee together, and then we'll work on getting that March kickoff. We'll get together and work on our goals, and I'll provide you guys, I'll email you out kind of the scope of work that's going to be developed. It's kind of like a pre-planning, and they'll kind of zone in on where are we now, what kind of planning have we done in the past, and where do they see that we need to go in the future, and what are kind of implementation steps that would be good for us to take a look at. So it's really exciting for us to embark on that. So we did meet I met with Mr. Knuth and Mr. Presto and myself, just going to give you an update on that litigation. So we are going to go ahead and file a motion for a default on him, but we did meet with him, and he is going to, by March 1st, get the structure contained with not just wood, but legal windows, redo the Tyvek wrap, put, to code windows, to code doors, things like that. I know you all, the goal is for us to get that finished. So that's step one. So then we will proceed with the motion for default, but we will ask the judge to extend that, give us an extension, and with that in mind, that he will finish by March 1st to get that secured, that structure secured, and then by the end of June, he will come in and get the permit, but by the end of June, he will have that house finished. So that was what our meeting was, and that was that.
So this is the house at Meyer Glen, for people who aren't familiar?
Yes,
right?
the one on Hickory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then just comment real quick, I get a lot of questions on what's the status of the travel center / truck stop is. Can you just kind of give us a 1-minute update on that?
Sure. So it's still in progress, and Mr. Patel has gotten utilities ordered. Those are underway. That would be like AT&T, ComEd. He's gotten an engineer on the project for ComEd. The water is we're working on easements, getting those, and those are coming along nicely. We have a lot of off-site improvements for transportation for the roads. We've submitted permits to WillDOT and IDOT. Those take a lot of time for review. I think Van can attest to that and other projects that he's worked on, unfortunately. So we did get comments back from IDOT, and they're asking for a lot of improvements. And so we are in the process of commenting back, and it takes a lot of time, and they are pretty substantial comments based on bridge improvements and ramp improvements on the interstate. So we're trying to work with them and see if they can kind of tone down their requirements until warrants may be met. They've asked us to do another traffic study, so that takes a long time to do. We can't start a project. He can't go out for construction bids. He can't get his financing completed until those kind of questions are answered. So that's why it may seem like it's taking a lot longer than it is, but it's still definitely moving forward and things are progressing.
But he actually has purchased the land.
He has purchased the land.
Yeah.
He has his building permit submitted and reviewed, and is quite a long way in the review process with Safe Built, our building permit review consultants. So yes, he's
Okay.
moving forward.
Perfect. All right, any other questions for the village administrator? All right, police chief report, just want to wait until new business. Engineer report?
Troy is out west skiing, so Dan is here tonight. I will tell you a quick, I know we're trying to get out of here, but
No.
Donna, you'll laugh, maybe. So we moved a couple of months ago, and of course you're going through all the stuff in your house, and I came across minutes from a board meeting in '89
Oh.
where it said, where I kept them because it said, village engineer has announced that he won't be single any longer. Time flies. I got married when I was 10, so let's,
It's okay, I had Joel when I was.
yeah, right. Anyways, it's been a long, it was a long time ago. It's crazy. So. Does anybody have any questions or not about that? But okay.
I mean, the Corning, do you have any idea
Well,
about the Corning project at all?
yeah,
That's going forward.
Yeah, it's moving forward. There was a meeting with Aqua. There was a meeting that was already held with Aqua to kind of go through the project.
Okay,
So things are moving along with that. There is a railroad permit that has to be procured, which is going to take some time. But it's been submitted and that's moving along. So, yeah, that is moving along okay. We're just trying to coordinate, obviously, with the road improvements. We want to get the water main in so we could get resurfaced afterwards.
so is the railroad crossing going to be improved?
No.
then? No.
No.
So we're not doing anything with the crossing?
No, we're just augering underneath it, and just to get them to issue a permit
Got it,
takes a lot.
okay.
Yep.
Because what Van is saying, Dr. March, is that water main right now dead ends,
Oh, okay,
so they're gonna auger under the road, put the main in a casing. In
Got
order
it.
to do that, you have to get a permit
sure,
from CN.
okay. Because I thought the road's going to stop, we're not doing anything with the actual crossing?
Yeah, crossing.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions for the engineer? All right, we don't have any old business. New business, item A is approval to hire 2 full-time police officers, Nicholas Kovar and Robert Stetson. Chief?
Presently, I have 2 full-time openings within the agency, and we're trying to fill those so we can not have to rely on overtime costs. We have 2, Nicholas, who is a part-time officer with us now, and later he'll have to attend a 40-hour transition course to be certified full-time by the State Training Board. And Robert Stetson is a 5-year full-time police officer with the town of Momence. And I left down his educational background in the memo. The start dates will be determined by the notices they give existing employers. So I know Mr. Kovar's last day for the county is next Saturday, which I think is 15th, 16th. 15th. And then Mr. Stetson will know once that this is passed, so he can tell his employer. No one likes to say anything until it's officially done by the agency that's going to employ you, so that they don't give a notice and then find out things that went sour.
Sure. Okay. Any questions from the board? All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the hiring of 2 full-time police officers.
I'll motion it.
Second.
Been moved by trustee Marevka, second by trustee Jones.
Marevka? Yes. Jones?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
March?
Yes. Thank you, Chief.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, item B is the payout request for Gianchi Construction, amount of $7,000 for final construction work on the Public Works building on Ratchie Road.
So they've completed their work at the Public Works building, the new Public Works building, which consists of just the office build out. So they did a walkthrough with Bob. They did a final walkthrough and worked through their punch list and finished up any last minute, items that they needed to fix. So they sent in their final request for payment. So we would recommend that we pay it. We could not get a final inspection or an occupancy at this point. because there are a few items the county is requiring that are just outside the requirements of this particular contractor. So I did give you kind of a spreadsheet there of some items that, to try and help explain kind of the overall project and why that is.
So what is, so on this list here?
Yes. And I try to just break it out by year, because this has been a
So
multi.
everything under 2019 is done
Yes.
there, right, Bob?
Yes,
The driveway aprons have been poured and the handicap parking?
yes.
Okay. So what is, so on the 2020, what of those items need to be done for the county to issue a permit, occupancy permit?
The landscaping,
Mm-hmm.
obviously the line painting, which
Right.
is something in-house, pretty minor. And then where it says office heat modifications, there's a couple of things we can do there, I looked into.
Let me just, we have to prove that the office can sustain a
Correct.
65 degrees or more.
Okay,
That's
It's only the office area, not the shop area.
all right.
So, this is a different option, we can go, it'd be like a backup to a backup, I guess is a
Okay.
good way of saying it. This would give us electric heat, it connects to the AC unit that's already within the office area.
Okay,
So if we ever had boiler problems, at least we know the office, this would be, or you can use it all the time too.
yeah. So
So
for
it's-
under 5,000, we should be able to get at least the occupancy permit,
Yes.
right?
We should, yes.
The problem is right now, you have no heat in the shop.
Right,
And you have no gas. We have no gas to the facility right now, so it only runs on propane. So we can't turn on any heat right now to prove to her that we have heat in the office. So we have to have some kind of alternative heat source to turn on the heat without having to turn on the entire floor heat in the
Right.
shop, because it'll freeze and it'll break the boiler
Correct.
out
Yeah.
there, because it won't
Right now it's
sustain.
winterized.
Yeah, so we have to wait till spring to maybe turn on the heat to show where it
Yes.
works, or have this alternative heat modification created so we can show her that the office will heat
Heat.
to a proper degree. And then we have to get the landscaping done, which we can't
Right.
do until spring. And
so is Nicor scheduled to install their stuff
they haven't,
sometime?
they have not given us
Last time I
any
touched base with
schedule.
them, they were doing an environmental study
Yeah.
for Will County.
Okay.
And that's another reason why spring would probably be a better time anyway, because then we
Right.
won't be reliant really upon heat for very long.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
And then it'll give them more time to get out there and get it hooked up anyway.
Okay, so Bob, you're happy with the work that
Yes,
John?
everything's completed,
John
too.
did, okay. And then the county has inspected what he did?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right,
I mean, ultimately, we do still have to find a solution to the shop
right,
situation.
sure. But at least to get the occupancy permit so we can actually
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
be there, so. All right. Any other questions about the final payment for John Key?
Not the payment, but the shop redesign, is that the heat solution you're
Yes,
describing?
yes.
And
And we're,
I guess clarify that further. The heat
Yeah.
solution is, there's only one zone in the building, is that the
Now there's
issue?
2 zones,
One for the office and one for the shop.
correct.
But how does that come in at $70,000?
Amy, you could probably,
we have no idea. We don't know yet. We have to have an architect come in and help us.
So you're guesstimating kind of high just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, yeah. So we're not saying that this is what it's gonna be, but we can't tell you. We need someone to come in and do a design of it and tell us what are some solutions that would be the most efficient and effective? Whether it's a
Strictly
bay.
backup?
No, just they have something in the shop that would be heated. So
Yeah.
have a bay in the shop.
Yeah.
That they could repair
Or is
a
it,
truck in the winter.
yeah,
Oh,
Instead of
One
heating
bay.
that whole
Yeah.
area.
yeah,
We may do a bay and then the rest is cold storage, you know?
yeah.
why couldn't you just put a forced air furnace in there and let it blow into the bay and cost you about $1,000?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, so there's options, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but a lot less than 70,000.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, so this is not, you know,
The problem with that building is the ceilings are so high.
yeah,
If you build a bay though, couldn't you put a ceiling in the bay?
Lower it down,
Yeah,
yes.
just what you needed, so.
but you know, is one bay the best for long-term use of that building? I mean,
Well, I think if you put in bay after bay after bay, then in my opinion, is you're losing storage there, in my opinion. Losing that whole open space. One bay, I think, would be sufficient enough for what we do in-house. But
Okay. Any other questions?
So, I guess the floor heat in the shop area, what's wrong with that part of it? The tubing or the boiler? I thought we put a water heater in there, right?
we did, and then we had some pipes break.
In the floor?
We did.
After the initial ones that were cut out.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why it's winterized now, because
Are those copper pipes or are they PEX pipes?
PEX pipes.
Okay.
What caused them to break?
There wasn't enough antifreeze in the piping the first time. This time, we drained the whole unit and then blew it out and then put no water whatsoever in there.
How many more breaks do you have?
None in this year. These are from previous winters.
So is it repaired though?
Yes,
So the system is
the
repaired?
system is repaired,
Okay,
yes.
so it's functional, it's just that we don't want to heat the whole shop area. That's correct? That's
Right, so what would
That's we're
happen
talking
now is
about.
if I fired up that boiler, I would have to winterize that whole system again,
Right.
which
But I mean,
takes-
so the heat works in there. Like,
Correct.
if we had, we could turn on the heat and that whole shop area would be heated.
Correct.
It's just the cost that
Right,
is going
we
to
can't
kill.
hold, we're not able
Right.
to hold that heat inside that building
Right.
right now, is the problem we're having.
Yeah.
So they just want to put it so it's just in the office, and right now it's blowing into the whole
Is there any
building.
exterior insulation around the slab?
There is, but that building is so high, everything in that building, that heat
What
is
is
just
the height of the building?
30 foot.
Okay.
So right now, we're taking that heat right now, and it's just going up and leaving.
I mean, that's the concept of the floor heat, is you make a heat sink in that massive concrete. I mean, I've been in many, many farm shops that are set up the same way with 25-foot ceilings. Can't believe it's this difficult.
Yeah.
no,
Well, it's something we can definitely, before we spend $70,000, we need to look at it, for sure. So,
How hard would it have been to put in a third zone?
Well, the existing piping we did not put in, or the tubing. It was set up for 2 zones. So, I think it'd be pretty difficult now, since the floor is poured, to put in another zone, you know?
all right, so getting back to the payment for John Key's, any other questions on that at all?
I make a motion, we pay the $7,000 balance due.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by trustee Jones, second by trustee Parker.
Jones.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
March.
Yes.
And Maravka.
Yes.
Questions of the press, there's none here. Any correspondence, communications, petitions? Just, make sure it's on your calendar for that date that Amy talked about, the Saturday, February 29th, correct?
correct,
What time?
8 AM,
8.
February 29th.
yes.
Yes. Anything else from the trustees? Now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Been moved by trustee Maravka, second by trustee Ham.
Maravka?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And March.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Cool.